Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. There's a fine line between appreciating your wife, complimenting your wife, and celebrating your wife. And yet, somehow, Ridge Forrester finds a way to even make that obnoxious and overdone. Listen, Brooke did her thing. She went viral. Her stuff was trending around the world. Hell, even in Australia, Hope was sitting there watching the coverage. Right? I'm not just saying don't give your woman her flowers. But I mean, for 30 minutes, he kept just saying the same thing. See, this is the problem with B&B. B&B will have the exact same dialogue done in different words, reverse the sentences, and it all means the same thing. Which is really sad because B&B iconic characters are Brooke and Logan, are Brooke and Ridge, and yet in a dull episode like this, you manage to make their scenes the worst. Now, that's an accomplishment in itself, but it's also insulting because this show has been around for 30 something years. And this is what you're giving us for Brooke and Ridge. Same boring ass dialogue for 30 minutes. Hope. I am so sick and tired of you whining and complaining about Steffi, who is your boss, not being at the same energy as you are. Listen, it was great. She was sitting there talking about, she was actually pretty excited that Brooke actually came through and gave the company such high numbers and traffic and everything like that. But with that being said, even though they're trying to say, well, Brooks' success is going to somehow help Hope 2 quarters, and your stuff has been underperforming. But yet you want to sit there and say every time you come into the office, you feel like you're being attacked. You're not being attacked. You're being evaluated on 2 months, on 2 quarters of bad numbers. And every time you want to sit there and try to make it personal. Listen, if your numbers is doing good, she wouldn't have anything to sit there and say. She would just have to sit there and shut the F up and rake in all that money. But your line isn't doing it. So when you sit there and you complain to Carter about how, oh, I want to come in and I don't want this animosity and this, that, and the third. First of all, y'all going to have animosity. Okay? Y'all been sitting there sharing the same man for like years before I start watching the show. So let's just get past that. And Carter's there being like, hey, listen, this is her job. This is what she's responsible for. It's a lot of weight on her shoulders. Let's not sit there and try to act like, she's just coming at you on a personal level. I really do wish that they gave Carter more. Um, I heard they used to give him some great stuff back before I started watching it. Now he just comes in, he plays peacekeeper. Um, he'll come in and sit there and say a couple lines and just kind of just disappear. And it's like, you know, at this point, we could just replace Carter with an intern at this point. Um, Hell, even when Steffie was there, Hope was like, you know, maybe now you could sit there and start appreciating Logan's influence a lot more and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, she did great, and that's good. But if you think this is going to turn everything around into this kumbaya moment, yeah, that ain't happening. So celebrate the win and keep it moving. So now she's sitting there plotting this daffy ass homewrecker idea. She's think about the last time that she threatened Steffi with undercutting her or whatever she said, and then of course thinking about Finn. because at this point, why not? It's two for the price of one. Yuri has an attraction towards him. You can have feelings towards somebody, but she's going to act and she's going to do it with impunity because she wants to sit there and get back at Steffie for, doing her job. Now, there's not really a whole lot with Finn and Steffie. Um, Finn at first came in to congratulate um, Steffie on what's been going on. And they get back to the house. They start making out. Um, the conversation doesn't really go too much of anywhere. And the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, when is Taylor coming back? When is Taylor going to come in? So we can sit there and see just how bad this recast is. And the sad thing is that she's a good actress, but you put her in a terrible role. And it's just like, you had a good Taylor. Now, y'all fumbled the ball on that. Y'all let her go. And now you just bring back Taylor as a prop to Brooke and Ridge. Says a lot for the people who actually like Taylor. Because you're not really doing much for her. Now, granted, that's just speculation, but why the hell else are you sitting there just following them and you're looking at them and you're spying on them? Like, what are you planning on doing? And, I thought about this last night before I go. This whole campaign, this whole BS campaign, the Steve Harvey shit that they're doing about empowering women, this, that, and the third, on one hand. And in the same breath, you're taking somebody like Taylor that could sit there and just move on and be, whatever, and you're making her, oh, I gotta sit there and fight for Ridge, I gotta sit there and do this and that for a man. But at the same time, you want to sit there and talk about empowerment. I got really nothing else to sit there and say about this episode. Hopefully it'll get better throughout the week. This episode was, well, you could have missed it and not really missed much of anything, so that's really saying something. But let me know in the comment section what your thoughts were. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.